is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
Let's play hide and seek. Run away from me. 7, 8, 9. Tree hollow, you hide. I'm here to. In the dark you can see. Oak tree. 7, 8, 9. You're shivering from your spine. 10, I'm here. You're sweating from your fear. 12, 1 step. I'm shadow waves flowing under the moon and the dead tree. Your body is flowing under the tree. Your shadow waves flowing.
burn it at both ends. I like the fire causing mayhem. I'm not tired, I've been waiting. I'm not forsaken, on my own and I'm jaded. Energy comes from my hatred. Call me the villain, cause I be killing. I got no feeling, I've been dealing with all my demons. I like to feed them, they be chilling, yeah they be screaming. I can hear them in my mind, they just wanna find any fight, any reason. To the dark side, there ain't no place to hide. All your fears are electrified. Welcome to the hard side, where it's all do or die. We're the shadow to the light, I can feel it in my bones. Yeah, I'm addicted to the thirst, I ain't never letting go, even when it hurts. This is my curse. Have to be working to deserve it. Adrenaline is surging, ain't no serving. I'm the king, bring me everything that I've ever wanted, that I need. I believe I could be anything, watch me. Give me a second to blow, give me a second to grow. Be at the top of the show, be at the top like a pro. I flip the switch, different mode. No, they ain't laughing, no joke, cause I attack when they won't. Welcome to the dark side, there ain't no place to hide. All your fears are electrified. Welcome to the hard side, where it's all do or die. We're the shadow to the light, I can feel it in my bones. I'm addicted to the thirst, I ain't never letting go, even when it hurts. This is my curse.
Ahaha. There we go. Killed music, and we are good to go. We are back. We are live once again for, I want to say Friday Night Tights, but that's some other group entirely.
That's not us.
Yeah, that's not us.
Not yet.
Tomorrow night is Friday Night Tights.
But that would be Saturday.
Saturday Night Tights?
Super Saturday.
Super Saturday.
See, I was more fond of Super Saturday. That kind of rolled it. But anyways. Anywho, we are back once again for more Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm interested to see how this is going to go. As a quick promo, of course, we have our Marvel game coming up tomorrow, which is going to have some pretty big reveals on that one. So I'm actually really excited about that. And then next week we have Cyberpunk and Street Fighter on Wednesday and Thursday, respectively, both at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So have we decided who is going to do the notes and who is doing our recap?
I will be doing recap.
Okay.
But I do not know who's doing notes. I wrote notes last time. Let me download them real quick.
I will let you guys decide that in the Facebook chat if you want. Dave, why don't you take it away and give us a brief recap of where we left off?
All right, last time on Ashland by Night, we did stuff. What did we do? We did the following things. Let me see. Is it no, it's this one. All right. Ben and Danny return from picking up Danny's car. The two Brujas are returning from an investigation. Ben pulls into Pantheon and has a moment of deja vu as he sees an empty lot and remembers there used to be a fastback gas station there. Danny is upset that her prey, a drug dealer named Anthony Timberlake, has made his way to Portland. Danny tells Ben that has been working too hard and needs a vacation. They both enter Pantheon, and Ben asks the office manager about the gas station. He responds saying that the gas station has always been on the other end of the street and that has always been an empty lot. Ben and Danny make their way to the Ashland Improvement Society meeting being held at the Red Lion. Everyone arrives at the meeting. So Baron Sophie, Damaris, Remus, Ben, Danny, Harper, and Johnny. Remus and Ben sweep the new meeting room because there is a business conference being held, and they are taking the big ballroom and giving us a new, smaller meeting room. For bugs, Remus and Ben sweep for bugs in the new meeting room. None are found. Remus is working on expanding his influence on the Southside Souls. Harper brings in a burger and soda. Apparently, Harper can eat real food. Daniel Bradovich brings in Poopsie for Remus. Poopsie immediately takes to Remus. Harper texts the Don for a bug sweeper. He responds with a thumbs up emoji. Ben tells Remus about how the Tremere took all of Lily's stuff. Trudy is going to be the Ashland Improvement Society's weapons supplier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a note on my desk that says fairy gun mother, and I was like, when did that come up? What was the context there?
I like that name. I'm going to put
I
that in
like
City
it.
Heroes. Fairy Gunmother.
Yeah.
Ben reaches out to Mr. Vidius. He hasn't heard back from him yet. Mr. Vidius says that he's been dealing with stuff around the city. What? Danny brings up that her prey has moved on to Portland and can't reach him there. Harper hacks the internet and finds the burrito alarm that Anthony Timberlake has been ordering from and the budget apartments he's staying at, the Vancouver Arms. Danny finds a reputable bail bondsman and lets them know where to find Anthony Timberlake. Johnny gets a strange message about an indoor football league looking for donors. He's about to put his phone away, but on a hunch decides to use the Googles to find out if it's even legit. Harper hacks the internet yet again and finds that the 5-digit number being used to text Johnny is coming from the stadium. This sets Baron Sophie off, and Ben is having deja vu. Ben tells everyone about his deja vu moment, about how the gas station has been switched places. Damaris believes Ben and remembers the gas station being at the place where the original place. Sophie texts the mayor and the mayor about when the stadium will be built. The mayor responds that it's already been finished, which is a major deja vu for Baron Sophie. Damaris has heard rumors of chronomancy and the true Bruja's ability to manipulate time. Harper looks into any overarching connection to the vacant lot and Roxy's properties and finds none. Sophie calls Colin and brings him up to speed on the situation. He will talk to the Covens in Portland. Johnny suggests that Sophie astrally travel there. She does and sees an empty lot. She goes to a place where the fastback station is and remembers it as the empty lot that she was staked in. The places have been switched. Danny calls her roommate to see when the Trisha Yearwood concert is. Damaris takes initiative to scry on Roxy. The psychic backlash is so powerful that it renders her unconscious.
I knew better. I did.
When she comes to, she has lost the ability to speak in English. The night ends
With English being uninstalled.
with English being uninstalled. Tonight, we meet at the Red Lion Inn once again to.
I'm
hack
going to presume
reality.
that's what you guys are doing since we haven't really discussed any alternatives at this point, which is fine.
Yeah.
It has been 1 week since the last meeting. So keep this in mind. That the next time we play, we're going to be dealing with blood. So, always start that off in a new month. So, all right. So, Damaris, you still do not have the ability to speak English.
It's okay. Does that translate to texting as well?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna use Google Translator when I send my messages.
What you're gonna have to do is, if you're going to speak to people, you're probably going to have to bring book. Talus.
Oh god.
I
translator.
feel like Sophie would have called Kyrene and asked her to just check on Damaris.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They
really
are
hope book
aware
comes.
and are attempting to research this oddity.
Okay. I'm assuming that Kyrene can speak
Yes,
Gaelic.
she can.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like an automatic.
No, it's not automatic. That's actually why Adam chose her.
No.
Oh.
It's not why they chose Dahlia. Dahlia cannot speak Gaelic.
Mm.
Bum bum bum. So everybody at this point is
A
meeting
black
up
sheep of the
again
family.
at the Red Lion. If you need the description of the place, I can provide that to you, but it is a fully operational hotel at this point. It is actually busier than when you were last here. It looks like
Oh wow.
they are finally starting to get somewhat of a traveling crowd coming in. There's no like big event or anything, but its location in the city, as well as the discounted prices that they have compared to the other hotels in the area, is driving their business in at this point. So they're trying to be shrewd about that and keeping within operational costs. So. I will let all of you decide how you are coming in, attire-wise.
Well, I mean, Damaris will arrive with a satchel that has book in it,
Okay.
or Talus in it.
Right.
She's probably wearing just, like her normal skirt and like layered clothing and such. So she'll arrive and pull out book and set him on a stand.
Okay.
He's got a stand now.
Sure.
Nice.
Might as well
Harper
treat him
comes
well.
in as she normally does, probably with different food this time. Probably still from the hotel.
Okay. That'll work.
And yeah, just jeans, t-shirt, and ball cap backwards.
Okay.
Oh, I do
Also-
ask
Yeah.
Talus to be on his best behavior, please.
The first thing she does is probably pull out the bug thing and sweep through him.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, nothing. You're not picking up anything. I'm not going to make you a roll for that. We'll keep the game going.
Danny will arrive on her own. She's wearing a white t-shirt, jeans, an old Letterman's jacket, and black boots. Kind of like motorcycle boot like things.
Okay.
Thomas would wander in eventually at some point in very, very low-key continental French
Okay.
outfit.
Sure.
Oh, and I don't know if it matters to anybody, but she has a Santa Maria necklace on.
Okay.
Nice.
Mhm.
I think Johnny's just going to come in with t-shirt, jeans, and cowboy boots as per usual.
That'll work. Remus.
Remus comes in. It's like usual fashion, but he definitely is dressing a lot more businessy than even he was when he was kind of doing uh, like trying to be like a rich,
You're
like
dressing to make a statement at this point.
essentially, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a bit more professional looking, but
See, you've
still,
got people honking for you right now, just to let you know.
yeah.
Hmm.
Honk if
That
Remus is hot.
is a fire engine. I took a
Ooh,
walk the other day and
Remus
I
is hot.
discovered. I took a walk the other day and I discovered that there is literally a fire station like just down the street that I didn't realize was there. So that's why you hear them all the time. Sorry.
That's okay. No worries. All right. Well, everybody has got your descriptions in. Sophie, I will let you kind of take that away.
Sophie is wearing a shoot, I can't remember what they're called. Sheath dress. It's just form fitting and classy.
Okay.
Maybe with some lace inserts in interesting places.
Okay.
So she'll just come in and welcome everybody and pause real quick because my dinner just got here. Sorry.
Ooh. She ordered, was it delivery or DiGiorno's? I wonder.
Chinese, I think is what she said.
Ooh.
What if you order DiGiorno, but you order somebody to make it at their house and then they bring it to you? Is that delivery or is that DiGiorno still?
I think you can still qualify that for DiGiorno's.
Hey, Steven, what's your character's name?
Thomas Gardner.
Okay.
Who knew that the fire station delivered Chinese food?
Yay.
Was that them honking? Cool. Let them know they were there.
Wow.
I mean, probably not. So Sophie will just take a seat and ask if anybody has any updates from last week.
I don't necessarily have an update, but I do have something that I think maybe we should consider because we were last time we were discussing about the possibility of like places being moved and like the fast break gas station swapping places with that empty lot. I think you brought up that it was moved closer to Lithia Park, and it started to make me wonder if these locations are of any sort of significance to like how the mountains are considered like very close, I guess, to like magical like underground rivers for the mages, and also they're magically important for werewolves too. Is it possible that these locations, the ones that have been swapped, they've been swapped because it makes it easier for Roxy or whoever's behind this to kind of get access to those, like whatever those energies are?
I suppose that's possible. I don't know if that's how it is that how it works?
I'm not an occult expert.
I honestly don't know. It was just it crossed my mind, and I've been thinking about like kind of what would be the point of swapping two locations. Either it's a byproduct, like it's an accident of like maybe a flex of some other kind of magic, or the locations themselves are significant. And you said you had a history at one, but also like if they're moving it closer to Lithia Park, that's where Adam sleeps.
Yes. Or
So at that point, you see the book chime in real quick and says, Damaris says that is correct.
I think Remus is staring at the book like.
Johnny is also staring at the book.
I don't know if Remus has ever met the book.
No.
Really?
I've never met the book either.
Oh.
No, I think
Dahlia carried the book around a lot.
They
I don't
were
think he was
close.
here at that time, though.
No.
Oh, that's.
I remember a session where you all went to your place and the book was introduced, and you had to take him
Yeah.
to a Barnes and Noble so we could laugh. At the,
Yeah.
so we could laugh at the soft covers, but I don't think Remus was. I don't think Remus was there in scene. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie's going to be looking at the book kind of oddly as well.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the ritual, the insight background, because I, based on what you just said, I really now want to do that.
It's not
ritual.
an insight background; it's a ritual.
Yeah, well, I can't. That's why I can't find the mechanics of it. So I wanted to. I was gonna have to like buy the book. She'll say, "I think you're possibly onto something, Remus. It would make more sense." Yeah.
Is the ritual? Is it a level 1 ritual called Insight?
I can't recall. I don't know what book it's in, so that's why I'm trying to figure that out.
I searched for it in the 20th anniversary edition, just the main book.
I was in there, but
or at least it says level 1 ritual. Call of the Hungry Dead is one. Eldritch
I know
Beacon
got
is
that.
one. Okay, yeah. So Insight was on. It's on page 177.
Oh, I wasn't. Okay.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You're welcome. I don't know if that's it, but
That's
when I searched-
probably it.
that would be it.
Yeah.
So when Damaris says that, Talus chimes in. He says, she feels that is like pin feathers and gully fluff. Completely inaccurate.
She smacks him.
I'm going to say, does anybody have a book that will translate for the book? What is gully feathers and what did you say?
I don't know. That's out of my league.
Poppycock.
That's not what I said, and I'm.
I am judiciously translating
say
your
it
words.
right.
You were inaccurate.
Why was I inaccurate?
You are deducing improperly upon the time-space continuum.
I don't even know what that means.
So, I mean, at that point, he goes, and you see the pages like flying open, and he just puts it out.
Okay, I'll read it.
I love Talus so much.
I love the visual of Damaris like yelling at a book in Gaelic.
Oh yeah.
It's like that
so
meme.
I mean, you read it, and it's actually some of Killian's notes about ley lines.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, ley lines and nexus, points, and that sort of thing. None of it has anything to do with time. It's just the perceived flow of magic, kind of like a river in a sense. But it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like a time-space continuum.
Okay, so I see what you're saying, Talus. But time-space continuum thing is just not that shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. You've been watching too much Star Trek.
Of course I have not.
There's no such thing as too much Star Trek.
It's possible these could be, related to ley lines, and then in that sense, you tell them that.
Oh, you're still inaccurate.
Well, tell them accurately then. Jesus.
So they're debating back and forth in another language at this point, both in Gaelic. And so he says, I have had to correct Damaris on her inaccuracies. This has nothing to do with the time-space continuum. Ley lines and nexus flow simply like water, like magic.
All right.
She's just like, whatever. Okay.
It's still possible that these places are maybe somewhere along that river. Do we have is it possible to get a map of the ley lines like in Ashland?
Do I might have something. Is there anything in the book?
No.
Probably not.
No. He says, we do not have anything of that nature.
Do ley lines change over time?
Out of character, I have no idea.
I'm asking the book, basically.
No.
Yeah.
Circumventing poor Damaris.
I mean,
I mean,
pretty
he
much.
seems to know about this stuff.
Almost never.
So,
Miss-
so what do you think is going on?
Oh, well. Then allow me to educate.
See, oh, there it is.
And so I mean, he proceeds to explain how ley lines and ley lines, when they cross, they form like a nexus point, like a node, which are common. Either it's a commonality. That's where sorcerers and werewolves, like sometimes when their things come about, it's because they're at a confluence of ley lines. But those are not required for ley lines. However, ley lines crossing will create one. So one can exist without the other, but the other. So one can exist without the crossing of ley lines. It can be completely separate. That's where the deviation's from. However, it has nothing to do with. Again, he says it has nothing to do with the time-space continuum.
So
It would be. Basically he equates it to the ocean is still the ocean, regardless if you call it a different name.
okay.
It's not going to stop being saltwater.
So can the ocean move places? Like, is the magic for swapping places just on its own randomly?
Am I able to
Yeah.
pinpoint where these ley lines could be?
Somebody didn't somebody take a map of that, or was that
Mhm.
oh, never mind. They're not currently in game. Okay.
Oh,
Whereas Kronk would say, right. Hey, Peter. Sorry.
I can probably look into where
But
the ley
yes,
lines
out of
are
character, you
currently
absolutely
at.
can.
Yes, I can look into that a bit more because I do think it's a valid theory, especially with the mountainside and Roxy. And I know
Sure.
Talus might say something similar.
Mr. Book.
Damaris is conjecturing and says that she will attempt to catalog.
Oh, very well.
so, Mr. Talus, do you know of any magic that would affect time?
Oh, absolutely.
it's-
I'm thrilled that you asked. The sorcerers have a particular path called chronomancy.
Okay.
Highly dangerous. Oh, don't want
Do
to
you
mess with
know?
it.
Do you know how it works? Does it sound like something that we've been describing?
I would assume so, in theory. I am giving air quotes, for I lack the digits to do so.
What else could it be if it's not chronomancy?
A true Bruja elder.
No, they're
why
going to
would
go with
they-
the true Bruja again. What?
Why would they? But why? That doesn't make any sense.
I am merely responding to the question. I did not calculate if it made sense or not.
I'm sorry, Talos. No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around why a vampire would swap two places for no apparent reason.
And
Talus?
also boost us
Talus?
7 months
Yes.
in the future.
Yes,
When was
Mr.
the last
Torrio.
time a true Bruja elder was in this area?
I would have no idea. They would not
So
announce. That would be
there
rather
was-
ridiculous. Oh,
There was no true Bruja elder, to your knowledge, here at any time? I'm assuming you're knowledgeable about this area.
I have some knowledge of this area, yes. And I do not recall any sort of recordings of a true Bruja. As I said, they would not announce themselves as such.
Okay, so let me rephrase the question. What generation of Cain would be required to engage that discipline?
Again, this is conjecture. We do not have any individual to base this according to, but perhaps a Methuselah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Thank you, Talus.
that's
What
I
is
hope
that?
that's not the right answer.
Right. So a Methuselah is like
What is that?
a really old vampire, like 1,000-year-old vampire, like super powerful 1,000-year-old vampire.
And if that's the case, that's not good news for us.
Damaris, would you allow me to conjecture still, on your behalf, of course?
Well, you're not doing me any favors by translating, so sure.
How so? I am merely delineating that which is not helpful.
Well, you're a wealth of information, so please continue.
So, I have permission of Damaris to continue. She says I am being rather helpful.
Yes, you are.
She shrugs.
He says, Young Zamisi, you are assuming that there was some intellect behind what has happened.
Yes. So you're saying it could
notes
be
that hang in the air.
So you're saying it could just be random chance?
Of course.
Places? Nah.
Is this what happens when a true Bruja frenzies?
Oh, I would have no idea. But it fits with absolute chaos.
What do you mean about absolute chaos?
So he goes about explaining the reference to like a weakening of like the veil, even though the veil is not necessarily pertinent in this particular sense. The assumption is if something has been altered in time, then it could affect other things in a random sort of chaotic way.
Oh, this might. Oh, okay. Kind of like the butterfly effect. The Bruja might have been doing something completely different, and his actions down the line caused. Yeah.
Or Roxy
Again,
could
you
have
are
been messing
assuming
with
it is a
stuff.
Bruja. I would rather prefer it. Keep it to modern nomenclature and Back to the Future. You are in a picture that is fading.
I would say Roxy's name. Basically, I'll just say Roxy.
She believes it may be tied to Roxy.
That seems much more likely that it's Roxy, although either way it's not good. But
has anyone been in contact with somebody over the last week who hasn't seen us or like remarked on time going by or like
You're asking if people have asked if they've noticed, hey, wasn't this here before?
I mean,
Damaris is asking for a clarification.
I mean, things or people. I'm really curious whether we have jumped forward or if we just don't remember the last 7 months.
7 months is a lot of time to go by without us not remembering it.
And
he loosely translates what Damaris is saying.
Yeah.
Jerome, we aren't forgetting. Like the date is like
the date
normal.
remained the same.
It was
okay. So maybe the past is what changed.
The past changed. Yep. Something happened in the past, something has changed to change the present.
Something changed to change the past, which changed the present.
Yep.
Is there something that Roxy would want to go back in time in order to change?
Losing Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She'd have to go back. She'd have to go back like 20 years.
Maybe Colin's just the excuse.
He has a lot of abs.
I mean, that's not a crime. I mean, it is, but it, in a good way.
I mean, you've gone through heck in order to secure those abs.
I have indeed. I have literally gone there.
I am liking context. What does the abs mean?
Colin,
they are
her
a source of
husband,
great motivation.
has washboard abs, meaning his
Oh,
just a great figure.
Sexual dribble. Never mind.
And Damaris just like, yeah.
Do we know anything else about Roxy? Like, because she's like a disgraced mage, right? Or a disgraced sorcerer. I forget what the term is.
Well, I think
she was ran out of Boston.
Disgraced is a loaded term. I think sorcerers are a little bit less organized, I guess. Like disgraced implies that there was a group that kicked her out, and I think she's probably one of those independent sorts, like Colin is, unless she had some group that was also into the same stuff that she is.
Well, I just wonder, like, if we know enough about her and her past to maybe gauge it, because I think guessing that it's Colin is definitely a fair assessment, especially because it's happening here in the town where Colin lives. But I just wonder if we need to maybe be thinking about other things that might be connected to this, that might, we might not be picturing them right now, but that could give us a wider view of maybe what her intentions are. Like if she was like seeking to go back and fix a ritual that went wrong or something, something like that cost her something dear. Like she may be trying to go back in order to fix that, to set her quote unquote life back on the right path. But right now I don't know that much about her, so I was kind of wondering if maybe you all
could she be trying to get back to Boston, because they kicked her out of Boston and they did the ritual. Could she be trying to go back to
what ritual did
I find that unlikely.
What ritual did she do in Boston? Do we know that?
Damaris disagrees.
There was the people in Boston did a ritual to kick her out. They did like a curse on it so she could not come in ever again.
What is in Boston that they want, or that she wants so bad? Do we know?
Money. That's just where she was from.
Yeah,
as far as I know.
And money.
I have a question. Where is all this conjecture leading us? We need to do something.
My hope with the ley line thing was that it might give us a path to travel. If we knew what if it turns out that the stadium and these locations were on essentially a ley line path, we might be able to trace it upriver to maybe where the other instances might be. Because before we kind of talked about kind of canvassing the city in kind of a random way, but I was trying to see if before we did that, if there was a hidden road that led to where we need to go, if we could kind of suss it out. And then the other hope I was trying to maybe glean was what Roxy maybe aims to do with all of this. Like, because if it's to get Colin, then we probably should move Colin someplace
I
else.
don't think it's just Colin. I think it's more than that.
Damaris says no.
Yeah. Well, but I agree, because I feel like she would have done something a bit different. But what is she after? We still kind of don't really know, do we?
Power?
This might be a good time to bring up. I had a message from Mr. Vidius,
Oh,
passed along from Ben. He sent some of his minions out to the resort to investigate, and the report is it appears to be operating like a normal resort. Their security appears to be top notch and spaced out to cover all angles of approach. There is construction somewhere on the property, however, as evidenced by heavy loading equipment being brought in. They were able to see some jackhammers, various power tools, lumber and cement, rebar, and a growing mound of dirt indicative of construction. They didn't see anything above ground, so it is possible it is below ground. They also recognized the private security firm the resort is now using, and they are typically government subcontractors or private security to other government-related firms such as Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, or General Dynamics.
so we're dealing with the Second Inquisition. Okay.
I mean, I don't know that that's Inquisition related, but it's definitely a big
Look at Johnny.
deal.
Inquisition? Really?
Oh, sorry.
That's a bit extreme.
I really don't think Roxy would be mixed up with the
No.
Inquisition because they would
Damaris
want her
feels
gone
that
just
your
as much
query
as the
about
rest of
the
us.
Inquisition is stupid.
I fully accept that. Yeah.
Talus? Will the effects from the change and relocation of these land segments, will that tail off, or will those effects accelerate?
That is an excellent question, but you would need somebody who was more thoroughly trained in chronomancy to answer such question. My presumption would be they will continue until morale improves.
That's my conjecture also. So a chronomancer would seem like a likely acquisition. Thank you, Talus.
Is it possible that one of her two lackeys is have chronomatic abilities?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
It's
Just thought I'd
pretty
ask.
rare.
Okay.
Jerome, I would have probably talked to Colin about
We're back.
other sorcerers.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have anything to report about reaching out to them?
He hasn't heard anything back just yet.
Okay.
They are busy with their matters.
Jerome, would I have had some more time to kind of work my resources in the Southside Souls to kind of learn a bit more about their numbers and maybe what they're up to?
Still a work in progress. I'll give me another roll. I think I had you roll. You know what? I think I've got those notes pulled up. Hold on one second.
I can go back to the chat and kind of see if I can pick.
Yeah, it's intelligence and investigation, difficulty 7. So roll that again, and then I will get with you after game so you can start providing that to people.
Intelligence and investigation, difficulty 7. And I have a specialization in that now. Botch.
Nice. Okay, so
Oh.
regretfully, you have nothing to report.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is the dead.
The dead?
Maybe there are wraiths or spirits running around that could. I don't know.
Well, you have a young Giovanni in your midst. Why don't you ask her?
Yes. Sophie's eyes look at Harper.
I could talk to them.
If you could talk to one, that'd be pretty neat.
If there is any around.
So how do we call ghosts?
Harper
gonna-
does laugh.
We're gonna need a Ouija board.
Ah, okay. Let me go to the game room real quick and get a Ouija board.
Just the kind of thing you would like the hotel to have on hand.
Wait, the hotel's haunted, isn't it?
It was haunted.
It was haunted,
Was
yes.
haunted. Oh, that's
By
a
a really good singer.
that's a shame.
Yeah. Oh, he's moved on now. He's in a better place.
He is, actually. He got that off his chest.
And into our hearts.
So you would need me to go where to speak with the dead?
Where do the dead hang out?
Well,
In their
everywhere.
crypts. Yeah.
Why don't we try that lot that's now close to Lithia Park? It's
It's
empty.
a good place to start.
Yeah.
Oh. I do know a ghost actually, who tends to know stuff. Maybe we could ask him.
Okay.
He hangs out at the country bar down by the pawn shop.
Oh, let's go! Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I think we went in there. I think I remember that.
Yeah, same place that Dale performed karaoke.
Is that the same place? I thought this was
Same place.
there was like we were scoping out the pawn shop, and I think Sophie and I went into the country bar.
Same
and I
place.
think that's the same
Because-
place we did the
Yep.
karaoke.
Yep, yep.
Oh
Because
wow!
Lily-
Lily can't go. Lily can't go. 'cause
Lily, yeah.
bleed.
Lily
Oh,
started catching on fire when she got on the property limits.
This is all the denim.
Hmm And the Stetsons.
Well, let's go
May she
talk
rest
to
in
him.
peace.
All right. I guess
Okay.
we're the Ashland Improvement Society is taking a tour, and yeah.
Okay.
And
So
I need to
all of us
ask him
are
about
just-
the chronomancy.
And what?
No,
You know, I feel like we could just be straight with him about
Yeah.
what we're seeing and see if any of that sounds familiar.
yeah.
Like I
All
said,
right.
I've talked to him in the past, and he was very intelligent. Okay, so
Right. I can take
Yes,
a
we
couple
can-
in my tech van.
we can carpool over to the pawn shop.
I will be happy to ride with the Giovanni.
Okay.
I'll take a carload too.
I think I'll just grab myself.
Alrighty.
Oh, what? You don't want to get shot in the knee again?
Only if you want to get punched in the face.
Did that happen in your car?
No.
I mean, she can't shoot you if both hands are on the wheel. But
you
she is Giovanni, so she can probably shoot with one hand and drive with the other.
Are you a 10 and
Isn't
2
that a-
driver, Harper?
Non-disclosed information.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to my house and research those ley lines. instead.
Okay, so then who is going to the country bar?
Johnny is.
Like I don't
So-
feel like we all need to go there, so I will make myself useful elsewhere.
Okay. So everybody but Damaris.
Johnny would ask Danny for a ride.
Sure.
Okay, so 3 cars from zoom zoom. You head on over. Of course, this particular place is located closer to downtown. It is a sort of quiet spot with the pawn shop right next to it, Forfeit here, and then sharing the same parking lot right next to it is this country bar, which you can currently hear Rascal Flatts blaring out of. And who is it you're looking for, Sophie?
Talk.
Okay, that's what I thought.
How do you spell that?
Like TikTok.
Yep, TikTok.
Like not like the app. I mean like a clock.
TOCK.
Yes. Sorry. That was a longer explanation than necessary.
Do we have to go inside for this, or are you guys going to be doing this outside?
It's going to be pretty noisy inside. We should probably ask him to come outside.
I'll go in and ask him to come outside.
Okay, so
Did I tell him I know Sophie?
So are
I
you
can
attempting?
just poke my head in too, so that you.
So are you attempting
be
to
credible.
summon him with necromancy?
Well, first I want to see him. I don't know if I'm powerful enough to summon him.
So do you have?
I only have Witness of Death, is all.
Well, do you have aura perception,
No.
which is level 2 auspex? So okay.
So, Thomas will look around.
No.
So what level of what's the necromancy path that you have?
Path of the Sepulchre, I
Okay.
believe?
That is the
Yes, Sepulchre
basic
path.
Cool. What level do you have?
1.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can't even do that. Cool.
I'm a useless Giovanni.
Okay.
Where necromancy is
I will-
concerned, yes.
I will go in and look for him.
If they give you a remote control, you can drop warheads on foreheads, but
I'm a technomancer.
There you
not
go.
a
Nice.
necromancer.
Nice. Nice.
okay. So, those of you with the aura perception looking around, go ahead and give a roll. It's what is it again? Empathy and
Perception.
perception. Difficulty 8.
Empathy and
I'll be right back.
I was just going to ask Danny to dance. Oh, well.
Well,
Johnny will mosey on over to.
I guess
a-
that's a no. That's a no for George.
wait, what?
No. That was for his investigation.
Oh,
Yeah, that was me like trying to get my help with the.
Yep.
No
no success.
His specialty is smort.
evidently.
Uh,
Get smacked for my hubris.
okay. We'll do that roll, but keep in mind it needs to be in the rolls chat for VTM. That was for notes. Okay, so Sophie, on the other hand, good lord. So
It was bad.
you peek on the inside, look around. You happen to see a obviously you can't make out who it is specifically, but you see a disembodied shape floating around on the dance floor, basically line dancing with everybody else.
I will make my way inside and kind of sort of make a beeline over to him, see if he like responds to me coming closer.
Okay, well, you're assuming that he actually sees you. Let's
Right.
It's also,
I mean, if he doesn't, then
he's in like a dance line. Are you just going to walk straight up to somebody who's not there in a group of people line dancing?
I would make it normal. I mean, not gonna like bulldoze over the dancers.
Johnny is in the line dance, so if you want to dance with him and talk to the ghost, thumbs up.
Okay, so Johnny, I guess, goes over to line dance. Why don't you give me dexterity and athletics? Actually, dexterity and performance.
Let's go! Yeah.
You know, if I see Johnny, Remus wants to join in. It's been a while since he danced.
Okay, so Remus is going to go do that
Okay,
too. So dexterity
guess-
performance.
Okay.
Well, I'll go dancing.
Dex performance.
I'm going to get more street influence by how good of a dancer I am.
Yes, because nothing says street like line dancing.
I mean, is this the kind of haunt the Southside Souls might be in?
No.
What's difficulty?
The Southside Souls are like a horror goth industrial type thing. They wouldn't be caught dead in a country bar.
They wouldn't be caught alive there either.
I'd say, yeah, they probably would be caught dead because difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6.
Johnny is not doing too well tonight.
Nope.
Not at all.
Did you say Dex and what? Performance?
Dex and performance.
Oh shoot! I could have added my celerity to it.
Oh gosh. Do I want to do that?
So George
That's a
is
lot of
happy
dice.
feeting himself around.
Remus knows how to dance. George doesn't. But
Of
that's,
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Harper will just sit at the bar and watch, maybe order a drink.
Okay. Brittany, with the largest dice pool of all, only manages to get 3 successes.
And one of them was a 10.
All right, so
Johnny not doing too well. All right.
Wait, how do
we
you
have a
14
sound to
dice
play for that.
Because I have
Failure.
a 5 in both of those skills plus 4 in celerity.
Oh, I didn't add celerity to it. Oh well, I did all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that until Davey said something.
So, Johnny at this point gets up there and starts trying to find a way to get into the line dance, and you're just like bumping into people or looking awkward. It's not terrible. You're like tripping over yourself, but like your timing is just off. Remus,
Ow.
however, is like he gets in there and it's like, oh, I know this one's Boot Scoot and Boogie, and just like starts going with it. It's electric slide. Cha cha.
Do they do like
left?
Does the electric slide happen a lot in country bars?
Slide
Probably not.
right.
Isn't it about like
Crisscross.
there's that new
Crisscross.
Beyonce song that's like the country song. Like,
Oh. Anyways. Harper is supervising from the bar with the drink. Sophie is doing all right. To her surprise, Remus is kind of leaving her in the dust. Like he is all kinds of coordinated.
She'll just be happy for him.
And looking good probably while he does it with his nice suit.
Yeah, he stands out. You're clearly not country. You are a carpetbagger, but they're not going to say anything because you're doing all right on the floor. So at that point, Sophie, you end up seeing the shape like flit off the floor.
Does it look like he saw?
Probably. I mean, yeah. but they can't just talk to you in the in the
Um,
middle of a crowd like this.
I would like to follow it,
Okay.
and I'll kind of give a nod to the others, like I'm going this way.
Okay. Well, you see her
Harper will
kind of
follow her.
doing one of
Uh,
those.
At a appropriate moment, which is probably soon, Johnny will leave the dance floor.
Just kind
as
of
he is-
hands up
yeah,
in the air and just walks
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I meant to do that.
I meant to do that. No, he's gonna pretend like he sprained an ankle or something. He's just gonna like hop back to the bar.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Why don't you give me a Dex and Athletics check then?
Yes, let's go.
Difficulty 6.
That should be performance too. Same. Oh, well, can you play off the broken foot?
Deception.
I can do all of those. 7, 6. 3 successes. Okay, not
Okay.
bad.
So you're hobbling along and keeping yourself upright. No problem.
Okay.
You don't have to like yell or be painful or whatnot. Just
Mm-hmm.
you're selling a hobble. Easy enough.
Excellent.
So Sophie, it looks like the shape is kind of following off back towards the jukebox, which is one of those actually built like they install it in the wall, and it's connected to the speaker system here in the country bar.
So she'll say, Mr. Yates?
Well, hello there, Sophie. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
I am elated. They
Really?
happen to have played 3 of my favorite songs right in a row. I may have
Oh.
had something to do with that, but it's never mind.
Oh, that's always a nice surprise. My friends and I wondered if we could bend your ear for a moment about
do bend my
recent
ear.
goings on.
Oh, hot gossip. Do tell.
Would you mind meeting us outside, where it's a little quieter?
This isn't some sort of gag.
It is not a
here.
trap. It is not a trap. I just simply there are more of us outside, and I figured it would be quieter. We could go to the pawn shop if you want.
Oh, heavens, no. The woman there can hear and see me, and I'm rather uncomfortable with that. She is also Giovanni affiliated.
Well, that is inaccurate, actually. She is currently associated with the Bruja.
What exactly is a Bruja? And do you mean Bruja?
You know what? That's a topic for a later time. But
very well.
If you'll follow me,
lead on, my dear.
I'll meet the others out front. So she'll head out to the parking lot.
Okay. So Sophie exits. Does anybody else follow?
Yes.
Harper follows.
I'm gonna before I head out, I'm gonna get a round for everybody at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Going for that street cred.
For the street cred, but also we're gonna be outside talking to nothing, and so I would like for people to be a little bit more toasty.
Smart. Okay. Roll your resources. Difficulty 5.
And it's just resources, right?
Yeah, just resources.
Resources and manipulation.
Does resources have, or like do those trades have like the specialties or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Good question.
Wow!
Woo!
He just bought the whole block.
Where is that when I just wanted to know some names?
Right?
Holy moly.
Guys, guess what? Dogecoin is up again.
So, yeah, no, you have zero problem whatsoever. I mean, you look at it and you're like, it's not even going to break your account. You've got, in fact, you've got it on you in cash. So you're just like, slap that down. It's like, this is for everybody. And when that runs out, there's more of that came from, sort of thing. It was,
Thomas is going to be the last one out, and just have Auspex up and
Okay.
pay attention to the people that exit at or after when Sophie heads outside.
sure. Okay.
May I roll so I can listen in on the conversation?
You absolutely can, but it is out in the open.
Which
Oh,
conversation?
the ghost conversation.
Oh yeah, he's talking out loud.
Yeah. So basically, you can hear him like you would hear somebody else.
Okay. Gotcha.
She doesn't have special like speak to ghost skills. I guess
Just
some
to
ghosts can
see
do it,
him.
some
We
can't.
can't see him, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Never mind then. Just
No problem.
listen in.
So he is just kind of floating about. His back is against the wall.
Okay, so she'll gesture to where he is floating and say, everyone, this is Mr. Yates. He's an old friend. And then she'll introduce each of you guys. And then she'll say, Mr. Yates, we have a concern about recent goings on in town. It seems that we have jumped forward in time about 7 months from our last recollection. And we wondered if you maybe know anything or have heard anything, or if there's some kind of ley line sort of thing. I don't know if that's your expertise, but I know you know
heavens,
things.
no.
So
I know nothing of a ley line outside of it is something to do with magic, in which I am woefully inept with. But if you mean something peculiar and bizarre, yes, there was a haunt that up and moved here recently. I believe you refer to it as a gas station nowadays.
a haunt? Like a place where wraiths gather?
Yes, of course. Like a home or a haven.
And it moved.
Yes.
Have you heard of that happening before?
Oh, heavens, no.
Are the
Not
wraiths okay?
spontaneously like that, no.
Are the wraiths okay?
I believe they are. We're not exactly a social lot with one another. You do remember the problem with the guilds here. Of course, the Giovanni.
Well, do you know if there have been any repercussions resulting from that?
Repercussions how?
I don't know.
Well, there are no tears into the void, if that's what you're referring to. No undue specters of that nature. It's just as if this particular building's its image up and moved one day. which is not exactly impossible on our side, but it would require quite a number of able bodies to do so.
What do you mean about that?
Well, usually to disassemble a building, you must take it down brick by brick.
Oh, you mean the traditional able bodies?
Correct, yes. Well, we have able bodies as well, just not in the way you might define it.
When the building moved, the rates went along with it, right? Because I guess they're anchored to that place.
Oh, well, they didn't see anything wrong with it, just that their home moved. I didn't go and ask them about it, but they didn't seem too particularly alarmed.
Do you know of any reason why somebody would like choose to do that? Like, is there a benefit to moving a haunt from one place to another?
Of that nature, no, of course not. Because the haunt is tied. Oh, I don't know how you might put this, but there is a draw. For example, the building you are standing out in front, there is an exact duplicate here on my side. But if one were to move that building, which again they could, if this were a haunt, that opening would remain there. Because it is tied to whatever residual activity happened on your side. But this was the whole haunt movie, so that is rather peculiar.
Do you know about how long ago that happened?
It was about a week ago.
Okay.
Do you know of anybody or anything that would be capable of moving an entire haunt?
Oh, heavens, no, of course not. It's logistically not sound, even if it could be done, but this appears to have been done without ill effect. It is as if it was always there.
What about the stadium? Do you know anything about the stadium?
Oh, heavens, no, I don't go over there.
Not your cup of tea?
No, the guilds have taken a rather liking to that particular facility, and so
yes.
I stay away.
So the stadium is also a haunt?
Not exactly, no.
So when you talk about the guilds, like, I don't know too much about that. Can you
And
explain
I
it?
am refraining from giving you that information. I'm actually breaking laws just by speaking to you. I am told it is similar to your masquerade, although I don't know the particular ins and outs of that.
Okay. Well, could you tell us, would it be a bad thing if we went to the stadium to maybe ask any people there? Is it a dangerous place?
Oh, for you? Yes, of course.
All right.
See, you're not supposed to know or be able to contact us on this side. It's a specific no-no. And if you do, well, let's just say we have our own ways of playing whack-a-mole with your types.
Good to know.
I suppose my visit some time ago probably
Stirred the hornet's nest.
memorable.
Yes, it was quite memorable.
Okay.
In fact, they are still talking about it to this day.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? Did we get the answers we were hoping to ask for?
We know more now than we did before.
Still don't know why.
Or how?
But it's interesting that the stuff is both instances that we've discovered are tied into ghosts and wraith activity.
I wonder why we're the only ones that notice the change. Why the normies think it's normal.
Is it maybe because we're not normal?
Good grief. Would that make you abnormal?
Ha 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 ha.
It's Frankenstein.
Oh, yes, I see somebody has watched that film. Dreadfully good film.
You've got good taste, Mr. Yates.
Okay. Well, thank you for your assistance. It's been nice to see you again, so to speak.
Of course, of course. I wish I could be of more service. Alas, I do not travel in those particular circles. Now that I think about it, you may wish to speak to the Daughters of Crucia. They're allies of ours, of sorts. Although I don't know if they populate this particular city, I do know they happen to come from Portland.
How do you... Can you
Go
spell
ahead.
Crucia for me, Jerome?
Yes. 1 second. Oh, that's
That's
wrong notepad.
Oh,
Millie's gang, right?
I want to take a guess.
I don't want to sneeze.
My guess would be Crucia.
You're
Yeah,
close.
that's what I was thinking.
No.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Post it in the chat
Thank
for you.
you.
That's Millie's gang, right?
Yes and no.
Oh,
And
well.
Wasima?
Yes, there you go.
Okay. And they're the ones that deal with spirits, right? But they don't deal with time.
Correct.
So what did he say about them again?
You said that we should speak to them?
What was the context though?
That they were allies, but
Yeah, because we wanted to maybe talk to more people that could know more about
Oh,
this
right.
stuff, but the stadium is out. But the Daughters of Crucia, he said, are kind of related to, or he runs in the same circles as them, so they may be amiable to a discussion.
Okay. Right. I think how we would want to do that.
How, Mr. Yates, how would we get in contact with them? Do we as a group already have a contact with them or no?
I don't rightly know if you have a contact with them. They usually leave us a note on this side. They have that kind of capability. Oh, and it's dreadfully fun when they curse somebody.
What does that look like?
He kind of giggles. He says, see, the individual doesn't know it, but they have this particular spell that places a kick me sign on their back. And so we know it, and so we kick them.
Oh.
It's particularly nasty when I was getting called serpents. When specters are involved. because they can see it too.
Oh my. That sounds rough.
So I guess it's a trip to Portland.
mm, I don't think that's necessary. In fact, the person that I called a couple weeks ago about possibly sending people to spy on the resort for $10,000. They were the daughters of Cruza, and their friends. One of them is in a motorcycle gang, or leads a motorcycle gang that stops in Ashland fairly frequently. But they're not especially friendly. Actually, maybe you met them. They're the ones that helped us out with the werewolf issue earlier.
Which one are you referring to?
Millie von Braun.
Oh, yes. I am quite familiar with Millie. Morbid sense of humor, but yes, I'm quite familiar with her.
I mean, she's good in a fight. I'll give you that.
Yes, she does quite love that rough and tumble lifestyle, does she not?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure how much they'd be willing to help us. They have their own business.
What is it exactly you would be asking them?
Same questions we asked you, I suppose.
Oh, finding out about the spiritualness. Would you be up for a bit of a trade? A spot of business?
What do you have in mind?
I have something in the works. There's an individual who could use some assistance on your side. If you agree to perhaps obtain his feta and get it the hell out of here, I'm sure we could come to some sort of amenable compromise, and I could put in a good word for you.
Sophie looks around at the group.
Thomas just kind of looks at her and goes,
Jenny's.
let me get this right. Our unseen business partner, after telling us he didn't have any useful information, now wants to cut a deal? I like his style, even though I can't see him.
That isn't exactly what it is that I said. It's that I didn't have any information about this time thing that you were inquiring about. But if you wish to speak to the Daughters of Krusha, I can certainly put in a good word for you. We work with them all the time.
Can we know a little bit more about what this job might entail before we, because we want to make sure it's something that we'll be able to accomplish for you.
Oh, certainly. The particular item, as I understand it, is currently within a coin collection. The individual happens to live in town. I don't know if they know what they have or not. They don't seem to be supernatural at all. But let's just say the individual is not pleasant to be around. So when he attempts to come in and out of his fetter, it is unpleasant.
So a fetter is kind of like Aladdin's lamp?
Oh my. You're rather new at this, aren't you?
I don't know what a fetter is.
let us say yes, sans the rubbing.
Interesting.
Do you know the name of the person who owns this coin? The person whose collection we would essentially be taking it from?
You could call it what it is, liberating.
Right. That's what I wrote liberate down in my notes. But do you know the name of the person that we would be?
I do, but if you are amenable to said contract, let me get the rest of the details first. I don't wish to speak out of turn because he does not know I'm negotiating on his behalf yet.
Hmm. Okay, good point. Okay. Should we all maybe take a step away to discuss this?
Sure.
So we'll step away from Mr. Yates. I don't know how useful it is to whisper around a ghost.
Yeah, Sophie will say, if you'll give us a moment.
Of course, of course. Please confirm. Please confer with your colleagues.
I mean, I don't know how much help they would be in this particular matter, but it would be useful to have them as a, on retainer, so to speak, without having to shell out five, uh, you know, digits. That's not the word I want. Five figures every time we want to work with them.
It's interesting that he believes rather earnestly that he has something we want.
On the other hand, who's to say that it's that difficult? John? I don't know. What do you all think?
I think that the wrinkle that all of this stuff is happening centered around areas where the dead are gathering or the dead like kind of make their home is worrying, especially because like do you remember the mental hospital and how bad that was? Like if whatever is going on is affecting places like that, that could be really bad for the city if we can. But if we have other options in terms of getting information about ghosts and the stuff that they're into, then I think we may not need to go through with this. But if we are in a position where we do need that kind of information, I mean, it kind of sucks. We have to kind of do something like this, but I mean, it's either that or we just continue to wait until the next thing happens to us.
Well, it's not really a concern, at least as far as I see. But basically, I'm guessing, kind of looks over at Sophie, if you acquire this fetter and give it to him, that frees him in some way?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on this kind of thing.
Okay. Then, well, let's just say there's a plus to the creature in some fashion. We don't know what it is. I'm not sure it's relevant. How do we know? He's reluctant to tell us about what's actually entailed. And we're reluctant to step forward because we don't want to overcommit. I've understand from others that that's happened a time or two.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing I would ask him straight out at what level we're talking about in an exchange of favors here. Is this a minor one? Is it a major one? Is it a life one? Let's try and get some worth established on the trade.
Danny's
I guess
just
is what I'm saying.
standing there completely with a confused look on her face. She has no idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
And From Thomas's point of view, and he would just say it, to me this just sounds like an exchange of prestation. This is two powerful sides exchanging favors, boons, whatever you want to call it. My only response to you is, it has to be worthwhile for us to do it. If it's not, why invest the energy? So really on your side, you just have to go, is it worth it to me in the city to invest in this basically blind, or isn't it?
Any other thoughts?
It wouldn't be bad for the Daughters of Crusoe to be an ally.
If it means a little breaking and entering in order to get something, like it, if that will buy their aid, and that way we don't have to pay however much to. Although wasn't that the money they were charging? That was like to specifically for them to go into Roxy's place and like surveil it, right?
I think part of the problem there is that it's outside of the city, and as I understand it, wraiths have a difficult time traveling outside of city centers. It's a weird thing about the geography of their side. It's like wandering into the ocean kind of thing. So
Well,
each city is kind of like a little island. So
If you
that might be
guys are
part of the
needing,
reason.
if you guys are needing someone to break into something, I can probably help there. Comes with the job.
It's good
I
to
can
know.
probably take the security cameras out.
I'm not bad with lockpicks, and I can turn into small animals if that helps too.
Wow. Look at
I
us,
just
a
pick the
regular
locks.
Ocean's 11. I make a pretty good distraction.
Would it,
Thanks, Jerome.
So where's this fetter located again?
He hasn't given you that detail yet.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's coin collection.
Jerome, when he said somebody unpleasant, was he talking about the spirit attached to the coin or the person who had the collection?
Person who had the collection.
The person who has the collection. Okay, so we can assume it's a private collection, or would that be assuming?
It sounds like it. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a private collection, or it sounds like we're assuming?
I mean, it sounds
Because
like
you guys don't have a whole lot of information right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking like if it's a private collection, like it probably wouldn't be that hard to break into somebody's house. But if it's like a private collection that's like in a natural history museum,
right?
That will be a smidge harder.
Yes.
That's why we call in Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So you want to give it a go?
Well, we should find out like the cost, what benefit it is to us beforehand.
How good is his good word?
Would it be worth it?
I think he's been reliable to me in the past.
But I mean, with the Daughters of Crusoe.
Yeah.
Like.
He says he works with them all the time, and that his word with them would be beneficial. I would trust his word.
Would it be worth it to contact the daughters and kind of, maybe field some of this information through them first, just so we can kind of, because even him, like helping him out would be great, but like if I guess I just want to I don't know, it might be a good idea, especially because you do have a contact with them, to kind of know what their feelings towards like what this coin is and like all that stuff, because like his word could not mean that much to them, but even though we like him and he's a cool ghost. Um, I don't know.
I don't think we would get too far in talking to Millie and company um, without the
Someone to vouch for us.
the voucher.
Okay.
Like I said, I've dealt with her before, and she's been not exactly personable. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to you all if you want to take this on, or if you want to follow a different rabbit's hole.
I mean,
Don't
we
look at
can
me. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So this is
we
on
can
you guys.
we can do it. I mean, we that shouldn't be a problem on our end. Are we getting fair compensation? Is the question. And if you think yes, then let's do it. If you think no, let's not do it and do something else.
Okay. Let's see if he can elaborate at all. And Sophie will look around for the his aura.
Okay. It doesn't look like he's outside anymore.
All right, she'll poke her head inside.
Okay. You see another disembodied shape again. At this point, just kind of going with the music. This time it's Icky Breaky Heart.
Oh. She'll kind of wave to it.
So he floats over, kind of dodging the people as he goes, whatnot.
And how many people wave back at me?
You get like one or two just randomly, kind of like, hey, sort of thing, thinking that they might know you or something, or they want to know you.
Okay. So she'll duck back out.
Okay. So did you decide?
Well, we think we could do the job, but we'd like to just maybe get a little more information. What do you think your word would do for us on our behalf with the daughters of Krusha?
Oh, most certainly get you in to speak to them. Like I said, we do business with them all the time.
But I have Millie's number on my phone. She's just not very personable.
Right.
And you vouching for us would change that?
Oh, of course. They... What's the way to put this? We are more kindred souls. Pardon the pun. They prefer the dead over the living.
Well, that works out well for us.
Mm. Mm.
We're not exactly dead.
We're not dead enough.
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
I see.
We're only mostly dead.
They tend to help us as a matter of a crusade. It's a sort of a cultural tie to ancient Greece or some such idea that goes into their order.
That must make for some really interesting personal relationships.
So the fact that we are friends with you would benefit our standing with them.
Yes, of course. Think of it like the Hollywood rub. You know the right people. I believe is what they refer to.
All right. What do you think, gang? Are we in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Suit up.
All right. We need locations, names, dates, serial numbers.
He says, I will have most of that information for you, let's say later this evening. Oh, you don't operate in the same schedule. It is okay to deliver information to you during the day, is it not? You are still tied to that individual, Colin?
Yes. Tied is a good word for it.
No, well, I figured there was some sort of tie. I mean, we saw you physically to come over here to retrieve him. You don't strike me as the type of individual to just do that offhandedly.
I'm a little bit fond of him.
Yes, yes. So if I'm unable to get it to you this evening, then perhaps I could deliver it to Mr. Collin.
Sure.
Very well. You remember Alice, do you not?
Remind me.
Alice Crabtree.
Alice lost her job after your little incident.
Oh yes, the woman at the front desk.
Correct. Yes. She is still good. However, her life took a quite drastic turn. She almost became
do
furniture.
Apologize for that. I really apologize for that.
She managed to get away and has been on the run. I do believe this feta thing is kind of loosely tied to that.
It's her fetter?
Yes, correct.
Oh, then I kind of owe it to her.
Oh, pish posh.
Okay, and you can get it to us where her fetter is being held and who has it and all that?
Yes, that is correct. I do not wish to proceed. I do not wish to seek to speak presumptuously for, but I know she, of course, has those details. She has just been prevented from obtaining it because she lacks the capability of reaching across this side. But if you were able to obtain said item and then give it to the Daughters of Crucia, ipso facto, there you go.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So, was there anything else I could assist you with?
Can you assist us on the job?
On the job?
To get the fetter.
No, I cannot.
Okay.
I'm already breaking the rules by speaking to you. I'm further breaking the rules by engaging you in commerce.
I guess we'll come back if anything else presents itself.
Or just to say hi.
Or that.
You did turn some heads in there, if you did not know.
Thanks.
Oh, I wasn't speaking to you, Mr. Remus.
Did you notice his dancing, though?
I did. Rather light of foot. Akin to a country Fred Astaire.
Interesting. I'll take it.
Of course you will. It was an excellent compliment.
Okay, then we'll see you around.
Very well. Do take care.
Meanwhile, back at the base, Damaris is scrying yet again on the ley lines.
No, I'm not scrying on the ley lines. I got to know where they're at first.
Okay, so give me an intelligence and occult check, difficulty 8.
Yes, and I was gonna, if I needed to, make a trip to the occult bookstore.
Okay.
Okay. Occult intelligence. Already know that's 10. Difficulty 8. You said. Four.
All right. So you've got general information up, not necessarily tied directly to Ashland. That's going to take kind of boots on the ground sort of thing. But you can start a map and work off of what you already know. So obviously on your map, you would have Lithia Park and the, you would have Lithia Park and the 2 cairns that you were aware of.
Yep, and the mountainside.
That's the mountainside cairn.
Oh, that's the okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then I think the gas station was just a byproduct of something, but okay. Well, guess I'll go to the. Was I already at the bookstore when I found this information, or
No,
this
you
was just
hadn't
what I
gone
had
to
on
the
hand?
bookstore yet. That's
Okay.
what you got from your research.
Yeah, from what I had on hand. Okay. Okay, well then sounds like I need a bigger map and more information, so I'm gonna go to the bookstore.
All right. So you beat feet, leave your home.
And I have the book with me, but he's still in my satchel. I'm just gonna ask
Correct.
him to please, keep it quiet.
Okay.
Oh, I just had a cool idea. I wish I was there.
Cool idea of him trying to keep quiet. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, I was wondering, like, can the book do voices?
Well, if anything, I'm just gonna explain him as my Google translator on auto.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, what if it's like in Terminator when he changed his voice to sound like John Connor on the phone?
Yep.
I don't think he could do that.
That'd be cool,
But
though.
I haven't tried, so that's on the list, I guess. Okay, so driving to the bookstore.
Okay. So you drive across town to the bookstore. It's still currently open at this point. They have later hours for the Goths who like to hang out.
The night crowd.
The night crowd, exactly.
Cool. And I am going to be aura percepting as I'm in there because I do know that this is. I know that there's another. What's his face?
Vampire
that hangs out here. So yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and roll.
So aura perception is 8. Seven.
Okay. To difficulty 8.
Oh, that's this was for aura perception.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought no.
Yeah, aura perception's difficulty 8.
Oh, then 3.
Okay. So you are looking around. There is one vampire in here. Oh, that there's a couple people browsing around, looking at the books, the patchouli, the incense.
Okay. I know I forget his name. I know him, but I am gonna go. I'll go approach him.
Okay.
Be like, hey, and I forgot his name.
Okay, so you say,
hey,
hello.
I am sorry, I forgot your name. Oh shit, he can't understand me.
You're right. So you just approach and start speaking another language.
Ah, shit, and that's English.
And so he kind of like looks at you for a second and he says, I don't follow your language.
I am gonna pull out my phone and I'm gonna basically put in there need info on ley lines.
So he looks at it and he's like, then he's just like shaking his head. He's like, I don't understand any of the characters that are on there.
I did Google Translate. How did it not?
Yeah, no, it's anytime you type something in, it's automatically going to force it to come up to your native language.
But if you do the reverse, though, that's what I mean.
No,
I
I understand, but I don't think.
Maybe this is a magical curse.
Let me tell you, well, it definitely is magical.
Not a
Oh.
technological.
Gotcha. Well, then I shouldn't be able to understand any of you then, if that's the case. If I don't understand English in any way, shape, or form, how am I understanding you guys?
It has nothing to do with you understanding it. It has everything to do with you being able to speak it.
You could call Kyrene and have her talk to him.
Exactly. I thought we did that last week, where like we typed, like you typed stuff into Google Translate and we had it translate to English and it worked out. But
that's what I thought we were doing, but I guess it doesn't work that way. Okay, then I'm gonna ask him to. I'm gonna sort of nudge him, and I'm basically gonna bring him to like a non-populated area of the bookstore.
So off to the side somewhere. Away from
off
people.
to the side,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull out my.
Speaking of which, he's dressed in just an all black, just a black button-up shirt with his sleeves rolled up. He's short black hair. I mean, he looks like a typical low-key goth right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm basically I'm gonna pull out my book slightly, and I'm gonna say, Talus, will you please tell him I can't speak English right now. And tell him I'm looking for information and books on ley lines.
So, you know what?
Please keep it down too.
Okay, there we go. Irish. All right. 1 second. Okay. So he relays that, and of course he's looking back and forth to you and kind of thoroughly confused. And he says, "All right. Why exactly are you looking for information on ley lines?"
How do I explain this? Talus, can you tell him that it's... I don't even know how to explain it. I legit don't know how to explain it. We think that there could be some correlations with some issues in the city.
Okay, so Talus reiterates that in some form. So he says, okay, how?
You know that gas station over at X location? It's gone now. And the stadium? Built?
So when Talos does that, and he's just like, oh, he says that's not a magical. That has nothing to do with ley lines, to the best of my knowledge.
Oh, what do you know then? Can we go somewhere more private to talk about this? Because this is
translate. And of course, Talus is like, I'm doing the best I can.
You're doing great, Talus. She pats the book. What is it then?
He says it's some sort of temporal backlash.
From who or what?
I mean, so at that point, he's just motions you along to follow him.
Yeah.
And he steps outside. at this point. It's kind of off to the side near a bike rack, but there's nobody there right now. It's got a tree overhang, and so he's you're talking to you, and of course the book is it's a really odd sight if somebody was paying attention. He says I don't particularly know. I just know that it is it is some sort of temporal backlash. Something is wrong.
That's what we're trying to fix. So how do you know how to fix a temporal backlash like this?
Yeah, at that he shrugs. He's like, I actually don't.
Is it reversible?
Again, I don't know. I don't know if it's permanent. I don't know if it will go back to the way it's supposed to. I don't know.
Well, I'd still think it's good to know the ley lines in conjunction with certain areas, because there's still spots in the city that we have issues with, but a temporal backlash. So
he says, I do know of somebody who is looking into it. However, she is a very private individual.
That's understandable. Do you mind telling me who it is? I might know them.
I don't believe you do know them, and I am reluctant to give out her information.
Could you pass along my information?
She has ways of hurting me if I did.
Ah, okay. Can you pass along my information and ask her to contact me, since we seem to have similar goals?
When next I see her, yes.
Is she around often?
I cannot say.
I hate vagueness. Okay, well, if you could, that would be great.
Kind of a delicate issue. I don't know. Weird.
Okay. Well, then I'll give him my name on a piece of paper and my number, and ask him to call.
I mean, he looks at it and he's like,
oh God. I can't even write numbers in English.
Nope. So he says, I'll tell you what,
call him.
Since you apparently can understand what I'm saying,
you could dictate it.
He says, why don't you just go ahead and send me a text from your phone, and I'll just give you a number and we can do it that way.
Sure. So she does that.
Okay. So you do that, you send a text, his little prompt comes up saying he got it, and then sends a reply text while you're standing there so you know it's him.
I'm going to hand my phone to him and ask him to put his name in.
Okay. And so he's all...
Because I don't trust myself.
Right. Okay. And so he just types in Troy.
Troy. Okay. And then... Yeah, I'm still going to go back inside, though, and look for some books and stuff on ley lines and maps, potentially,
Sure.
So I still think that's beneficial.
Yep, that's fine.
So, okay. Well, then after that, I will head back to... I don't know if we're meeting up more, but I'll head back to my haven, I guess, for the moment.
Sure. And so the rest of you are where are you leaving from the country park?
Oh shoot! I had an idea now. I don't remember.
Uh-oh.
I thought we were going to Portland.
We're not going to Portland.
Oh, okay.
Why do you want to go to Portland? That's
If
a
you
cam
guys went
city.
to Portland, you
Davey's a
realize
rando.
how upset Danny would be if you guys suddenly said, "Hey, let's go to Portland."
Oh, ouch.
Slapped myself in the eye.
You having troubles over there?
Yeah, I am.
We're not going to Portland. We lost Steven, right?
Yes,
Okay. Just making sure it's not. Oh, did we lose George too?
we did
Yes.
lose George. His internet died.
Oh, okay. Whew.
So he's looking into that and is trying to come back.
Okay. Just realized lost some people. So I guess we'll head back to the hotel.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
We can discuss some more. Oh, I remember what I wanted to do. Not the hotel. Let's go to the web. I want to talk to Noah.
Oh.
Because Mr. Yates said something that made me think, or maybe it was one of you, said something about the supernaturals. And I didn't text the wolves last week, did I? About the
I don't think so.
No, I don't
stadium
believe
or
so. No.
anything?
Mm-mm.
I wanted to see if they knew anything about this either.
And since Ben told her to kind of stay clear of the web, she will stay in her vehicle.
He told her to stay clear of the web?
Mhm.
Why?
Because it's werewolf territory. Remember, she's new.
Does someone want to stay with her?
Yeah, I can stay with her.
I don't need to be babysat. I can just sit in my car. I'm good.
just in
I don't need a
case.
babysitter.
It's not to babysit you, it's to make sure that everybody, we don't know what's happening here. So if you were to suddenly disappear, we would have no way of tracking you down.
Sorry, where are we?
We're going to go to the web to ask the wolf, to see if the wolves are affected by the time jump.
Anomaly.
Yeah, the anomaly. I like that. The anomaly.
Oh, sorry, hold on a second. If nobody's done this yet, could just because I sorry, my internet died. But I would want to like text Daenerys about the stuff that we're learning.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just because knowing that these are related to the ghosts and haunts and wraiths and stuff will be, like, I'm sure that'll help kind of narrow down the research she's doing. So I'll be texting that to her.
Okay. So, Damaris, your phone is lighting up with a couple texts. Oh.
That's ICQ. Okay, I'll open it up. What do I get?
So, Rebus, what exactly did you send her?
I'm telling her we spoke to Mr. Yates. He told us that the gas station was a wraith haunt, and that it's and that it is definitely odd that it just upped and moved, but the wraiths don't seem to mind. He also said that the stadium is a violent haunt that we would not want to go to because it is too dangerous for us. He is offering to put us in contact with the Daughters of Crucia. Probably spells that wrong. But first we have to acquire a fetter that is lost in somebody's coin collection.
When I read the Daughters of Crucia, I mean that sounds familiar. Do I know any Daughters of Crucia?
Only on a very basic level. They were one of the groups that came down from Portland to stomp a mud hole on the
Right.
Garou.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't respond because when I do, it's
Yep. You can send them an emoji.
a thumbs up.
So
What does
And
a
then
tragic
I'll
thumbs
send
up
back
look
a
like?
pair of eyes and a book.
okay, she
Basically
sends
just-
she sends you a green thumbs up.
Specifically green.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any harsh stars and horseshoes in there too? Like
No. But then there, she sends the googly eyes and then a picture of a book.
Okay. All right. So yeah, she's doing her thing.
But the emoji to the book actually, when she sends it through, has a leprechaun, or not a leprechaun, but a 4-leaf clover on it.
Even the emoticons. That's great. This is a great curse.
Yeah. I need to break this curse.
We just had St. Patrick's Day.
It's true.
I mean,
Every
it was
day is
last.
St. Patrick's
It was
Day for
last
me,
game.
Maybe,
It was last game.
maybe that's it. Maybe we got to pinch Damaris, and then that'll get rid of the curse.
You're not wearing green.
You go
I'm
first.
gonna also send an emoji of basically the maps, like with a location, like X marks the spot, like, and then a question mark, kind of like where are you?
Okay. Oh yeah. I'll. Oh yeah, because that would be the next thing I would say is like we're going to the web to ask they're the glasswalkers, right?
Yep.
Okay. To ask the glasswalkers if they're also affected or if they've also noticed the weird time anomalies.
Okay, a green thumbs up emoji.
Okay.
And then I'll leave the bookstore and head my way there.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you are going to the web. Danny, of course, is clucking to her car. I'm kidding. I know she's not here, though. She probably didn't hear that. Is everybody else going upstairs then? To check out the light sticks and oonts?
Sure.
Thumbs up if you're
Harper's
going into
never
the club.
been up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
in
am
case you,
not clucking.
in case you need it, you can of course go to the Wikipedia and look it up. There are visuals for the web. It is very electronica, industrial, kind of Tron vibe on the inside. You're not going to be able to bring weapons up there, so just keep that in mind. You'll want to
Don't
leave them
need
back with your car. They check you when you hit the elevator and go up, and when you hit the top floor where the web is actually located, you're hit with a sonic wave of oonts, just oonts, 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 oonts. And some crunch of guitar and whatnot as you look across the way. Hold on one second. Oh, you know what?
Oh wow, this place is futuristic.
Yep. And currently, they actually have a band playing. And you can see they've got like their logo and whatnot, painted up behind them, and they're called VNV Nation.
V and V or VNV?
VNV. Victor Nancy Victor.
Okay.
You may Google them and you may like them.
This is a real band.
Oh yeah, it's a real band.
Harper has to leave her gun in the van.
So as you all, come up at this point, one of the bouncers that's there kind of like holds out his hand, when you come up, and he looks to just one of you randomly, and he says, "The boss wants to know why you're here."
We'd like to talk to him about some recent events. See if he knows anything.
All right, so he kind of taps on his ear, like he's getting some information, and he motions over at this point, and a couple other bouncers come walking over, and he says, "He'll see you now."
Thanks.
You guys
Sure.
kind of walk through the club as this band is playing. Of course, the lights are almost completely out. Everything is backlit in here by, from fixtures and whatnot. Like I said, it's got this real fancy kind of Tron electronic vibe going on it. And the all the bouncers, anybody whose staff actually wears like a coat that actually has like that the LED stripes in them, that looks very similar to Tron in that sense. That looks like they're a program.
Mhm.
So they walk you over, and which is a little different than the last time you were here, Sophie, because it was way more open. You just wandered around and did whatever. They're actually escorting you over to where Noah happens to be sitting at a booth. And there's a couple ladies there, but as you approach, he motions for them to leave, and then one of the other another individual who's not far away, you would recognize him as Olchek if you have met him before. He's standing nearby, and he looks to all of you and he says, "Sophie, welcome. Apologize for the heightened security."
After the attack recently, I don't blame you for wanting to have things a little more secure.
Well, I appreciate your understanding. There are a couple of individuals here that one of which just fogged her screen, that I don't recognize. Could you perhaps do the introductions?
So remind me who all is, like, raise your hand again if you're with us.
I think it's Harper and Johnny.
No, Johnny stayed with
Johnny's in the.
Sorry.
with Danny.
Okay, sorry. I thought you
so
did
it would
come
just be Harper then.
Oh.
Well, Damaris went to the club also, right?
Yeah, she did, but he knows who Damaris is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's just Harper
Mhm.
that he doesn't know. So Sophie will say, "This is Harper. She's with the Giovanni. She's pretty new to town, but she's actually you'd probably get along fairly well. She's a tech expert."
So what can I do for you, Sophie? What brings you to my nest?
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but we've noticed some strange things around town in the last week or so. Places not where they're supposed to be. Places that are when they shouldn't be finished. Wondered if you noticed as well anything strange recently.
I did. Two of your city denizens showed up in our home several nights ago. And that's when I believe all of this began.
showed up, like they came to visit without asking?
Well, there is that, and they shouldn't have been able to get into our specific home. It's not what you see around you. But they crossed over from some other, well, let's keep the nomenclature easy, dimension. We haven't been able to figure out the how and why, but Ms. Trudy crossed over with somebody new.
I don't know how that happened. What dimension?
As far as we can tell, it was some sort of umbral realm, but we don't know specifically.
Did it have anything to do with ghosts?
Not that I'm aware of.
Trudy looks to Remus, just at a loss.
Remus looks at Trudy like, "What are you doing here?" Because you're Sophie, right?
Oh, did I say Trudy?
Yep.
I meant Sophie.
Okay.
Trudy is not here.
All of a sudden, Sophie's not there, and Trudy's like, "Dang it, I did it again."
Yeah.
Speaking of dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Noah and say, so you know that one of the two people that came in was Trudy. Did you recognize the other?
No, I did not.
What did they look like?
He describes a spry, well-dressed individual, businessman of some kind, slick back hair.
Does that click any gears in our heads of who that might be?
No.
And it wasn't Malcolm?
No, I know who Malcolm is.
Okay. I suppose we ought to call Miss Trudy and see if she can explain. Are they okay?
I would assume so, but I couldn't say. I have been
Where did they
recovering
go?
here.
Where did they go after they appeared here?
I believe they left and went home after we almost shot them.
Okay.
The other individual ran afoul of some of our defenses and was bitten rather hastily.
Bitten.
It's complicated, but they're like spiders.
Okay. None of this makes any sense to me.
I would imagine it wouldn't. It's not something you deal with.
I'm going to ask Noah, like you mentioned that they slipped in, you said through the umbral realm. Could you give us more information about kind of, is that, because I don't know if Remus knows what that is.
Probably not.
Yeah, I have nothing in occult.
He says, there is the world in which you see, and there is the worlds, plural, which you cannot see, many of which are layered on the world that we reside on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Others are spiritual manifestations of something or somewhere in distant places far from here. Speaking in complete layman terms, as I am fully aware that none of you know anything about this. I don't know where exactly it was that they came from, but wherever it was that they came from, clearly led them through our to our cairn.
Wait, so is this like um the way your people travel? Is that the sort of thing that we're talking about?
In a manner of speaking, it's much more complicated than that, but that is one of the ways. Yes.
And something like this would be tied in with like ghosts and spirits. Like they would be creatures that might walk, maybe not exactly the umbral realm, but one of these other veils of reality.
Correct.
All right.
The person that she was with, was it someone like you?
No, it was not. He smelled of the worm, much like all of you do.
Oh. Okay.
She seemed overly affectionate towards the individual.
And it wasn't Malcolm.
That is correct.
Her son, maybe.
Her.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, not that you're
Damaris, her
here.
son.
Her son is
Damaris is there.
I arrive eventually. I don't know if I'm there yet.
You're there.
No,
Yeah, I'm not going to have you
Okay.
sitting out the whole game.
I'll say her son.
No, this was definitely not her son.
Did Trudy look different? Like, did it look like she was wearing clothing that she normally wouldn't wear? Different styles, different times? No? Okay.
I mean, it's hard to tell. She's kind of a vintage sort of person.
That's true. I just wanted to see, like, if she showed up in, like, leg warmers and teased out hair and, like...
Yeah, the 80s.
Yeah, then we would definitely know, aha.
I mean, I suppose
Why
that would
does
be a
Trudy
clue.
look like Richard Simmons?
Oh my.
Let's go,
Oh,
ladies!
Oh no.
Heaven forbid.
Oh, that's my next vampire, Richard Simmons.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but what clan would Richard Simmons be?
Yes. No. Something weird.
Malkavian?
Ventru.
He would be Malkavian or Toreador.
Mm-hmm.
Toreador.
Because he was super creative.
Toreador.
Wait,
Kinda like-
he's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah. Just
All that
he's a
exercising.
recluse now.
Somewhere out there.
Okay. I guess that's our next clue to follow. Are you guys okay?
We're recovering, and you must apologize for our standoffishness. That particular fight was eye-opening in a number of ways.
Is there anything we can do?
No,
I just
nothing at this
wanna
point in time.
Make sure that we're all still good neighbors.
We are currently still good neighbors.
Okay. Anyone else have questions?
I think now we need to kind of go and talk with Trudy and kind of see what she knows. But yeah, if you, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I found information as well. I need to relay, but that's all in Gaelic. Talus, please tell them I have information.
Damaris has information. She has done some extracurricular research.
How does Noah and Olchek react to the talking book?
He just doesn't even flinch. Just like,
not a Kindle.
Yeah, no, werewolves have talking stuff too. So.
Yep.
For him, it was a Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay. Once again, I'll mention that he and Harper might want to become acquainted and talk shop at some point. But in the meantime, we will bid you adieu and let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Of course. Enjoy your evening.
And let's go back downstairs and tell everyone what we found out.
Okay, so I will let you guys go downtown and not downtown, but back down and information. Did you share everything that you found out, Damaris, or you can do that now?
I will now, but
Okay.
when we're all away from,
I'm not going to have
I'm
not going to have him translate. I'm not going to interrupt you all the time. So
yeah, I know. I basically will just relay that what I found. I talked to Troy at the bookstore. He believed that the gas station and the stadium are not a result of ley lines, but a result of a temporal backlash. Like when I described to him as best as I could what was happening, he immediately said, "That's not ley line activity. That's a temporal backlash."
How does this guy know that sort of thing?
I didn't question it. You know, some people just know, and I didn't feel it necessary to delve into that at that moment. But I think I'll be having more conversations with him because he seems to know some stuff.
Yeah.
But he did say that there was somebody that he knew that was looking into it as well, but he wouldn't give me any information on her. Seemed to think that basically she had a power to really hurt him if he did, and she's an extremely private person. So I don't know who it is, but I was able to at least give him my information to try and pass along to reach out to me so that I can maybe talk to her, because it seems like we have common interests in that.
Do you think he was talking about Trudy?
I can't see that connection, but I don't know.
Well, I think it would be well known we know
She's not
Trudy.
really that private, though. I mean, in that sense, he didn't seem to think I would know her at all. And that wasn't the vibe that I got anyway. So
we should probably catch up, Abby, really quick. Is that Noah?
Yeah. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So Noah told us that there was essentially a spontaneous break-in at a very important place of theirs, and two vampires essentially hopped out of a dimensional rift from the Umbral realm, and Trudy was one of them. The other was a spry, well-dressed man with slicked back hair that she seemed to dote on or care a lot about. They were set on by security and eventually left, but Noah said that was their first indication that something was weird was going on, was two vampires appearing inside of some place that was very spiritually important to them.
That is a lot. I did miss everything. I'm sorry.
it's okay. Good thing it's recorded.
So with that,
but the nice thing is we don't know anything about what that means.
Right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and pause here for the night with a full 2.5 hours into game. So obviously more to research coming up, or actually more discoveries to find next game, I should say.
I need to find out how to break a curse.
You need to start writing mystery novels.
Should ask Talus. He knows lots of things.
Maybe Troy knows how to break a curse.
Mm.
I pinched Damaris. Does that make it go away?
It just looks at you really like irritatingly.
I said, I'm sorry. I thought it might break the curse.
It still hurts in every language.
So tomorrow night is our Ashland, or not Ashland night. Our tomorrow night is our superhero game. Looking forward to that. Marvel Modern Age Heroes. Lots of stuff. Big reveals coming up. Some my players aren't expecting. Some they are expected. Are
We already know they're related.
So, oh no! I'm beyond that.
Surprise!
Yeah, beyond that.
Well, one of them has Ebola.
Yes. Ebola.
They're quintuplets, and then yeah.
I mean, brothers from other mothers.
Yep.
Weirder things.
So I'm excited about that. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So join us for that if you have the opportunity to do so.
Sibs from different cribs.
Yep. And actually, outside of that, that's all we have. So take it easy and good night. Good night, guys.
Night, y'all.
Cool.
Bye.